Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. Today I'm going to show you how to put together this awesome calendar. So let me show you. This actually flips up and it sits on your desk, and then you can flip through the pages, and it's actually meant for you to add a little card to the side like so, and that way you can give it as a gift to one of your friends. You can set it on your desk. That way you have a cute calendar. So I'm going to show you how you can make this, and then it sets up like that. So let me go ahead and go over to my computer, and I will show you how you can get this digital download for the calendar. You're going to go to the stampsoflife.com website, and then over on the left-hand side, you're going to see digital downloads. So you're going to go ahead and click that. And then once you're on the digital downloads, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see 2024 monthly card calendar. And then if we click that, you're going to see this digital download come up. You can add this to your cart. You'll see here they do have the directions referenced, so if you ever need to come back and look at the directions, there are some directions here. So once you add this to your cart, you'll have that. Then you'll go to your My Account, and then you'll scroll down on the left-hand side and you'll see My Downloads. And then from there, you can see anything that you've purchased that's a digital download. So you're going to click here to download. Now I have a MacBook, so mine's going to be in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to double click what I've just downloaded, and then it'll open up. So you'll notice here there's a lot of pages, and that's because when you print this, it's going to print 2 copies. It prints on alternating sides. But so when it prints the January, it's going to print one for the left side and then one for the right side, which is kind of nice because when you make one, you can print one for yourself and then one for your friend. So I really like that. So once you view this, then you can just hit your print button and then it'll print out on your printer. Now that you know where to get the calendar, I want to show you the paper that I like to use. I actually picked this up from Walmart, and I do not have a fancy printer. In fact, the printer that I have was given to me. It was a hand-me-down from one of my friends who upgraded and got a different printer. So I don't have a top-of-the-line printer or anything. But this is a 110-pound cardstock, and I found that this runs through the printer very well. It'll go through the printer, through the feeder, by itself. So this is what I like to get. It's cheap and it's easy to use. All right, following the directions on the website, it says you need to trim your calendar pages down to 6.5 to make it 8.5 by 6.5. So we have our sheets here. Let me bring in my paper trimmer. And we just need to trim each of these down. I'm going to move my cinch machine over. We just need to trim each of these down to the 6.5 mark. So I'm going to line this up to 6.5 and give it a cut. And then I've got extra cardstock there. So if I measure this, I've got 6.5 by 8.5. And so I will go ahead and get each of these cut down to 6.5. And I won't make you watch me do this. I'll go ahead and complete the rest of these off camera. All right, the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to need to pick 2 pieces of cardstock, 8.5 by 11 for our front and our back cover. And then we're going to need to score those at 6.5, and that's going to form that triangle stand. So I do have my scoreboard out here, and I am just going to go ahead and turn these so that I've got the 11-inch side, and I'm going to score this at 6.5. Okay. And then I want to put the 11-inch side long in here. And then I want to score this at 6.5. Okay, so that's all we need to do with our scoreboard. I can put this away. So now we have all of our pieces. I have the We Are Memory Keeper cinch machine. This is the box that it came on, and I did purchase this on the Stamps of Life website. And I am going to show you how you need to set this up. So on the machine, and I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but there are these little letters A, B, and E. And so it says if your paper is 1/4, 1/8, 5/8, or 3/4, then you need to push this little lever in the letter A. If it's 3/8 or 7/8, you're going to put it in the letter B. If your paper is a whole size or a 1/2 inch, you're going to put it in the slot E. Okay, so since our paper is 6.5 by 8.5, so we have the 8.5-inch long side that we need to use our cinch machine for. That's a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to place this in the letter E slot. So can you see that? It's just the letter E slot. Now this goes in the side. I think this is very hard to pull out, so I do not stick mine in the side. I had my boyfriend pull it out and I just leave it stuck in here, and when I'm done I just put it right back in there. So then we're going to start with our papers. So we are going to start, we're going to push this all the way up. Now I have this circle, this is the multi-cinch, so there's actually different ones that you can place in here. I have the multi-cinch. And so I'm just going to place this in here. I'm going to rest it up against this E slot here. And I'm going to push my paper all the way up. Make sure it's pressed up there, and I'm just going to give it a good press. And actually I can take a couple. So let me do January, February, March, April. I'll do 4 at a time. So I'm going to go ahead, get those lined up, and give it a good press. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this out, and then you're going to take it, and then there's this little bitty side, lever, and you're going to lift the lever up. And then you're going to take your paper, and then you're going to line your paper up. So you want to take it, and then you want to do the second hole over. So the second hole over, I'm going to line that little lever up in the second hole over, and I'm going to push that down so that it locks in. And then I'm going to give it another good press. Okay, and then I'm going to lift the lever up. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to push my paper in. Once I line up that second little dot into the machine, you want to make sure it's, oops, that's not lined up. I want to make sure that it's lined up. And let's see, it will line up if you've got it right. Okay, so did you hear that click? All right, so my paper's in there. I'm going to give it a good press. And then I'm going to lift that out. And there we go. So one thing I found is I'm following the directions perfectly. This is how the instruction manual says to do it. But it is not exactly evenly spaced. I don't know why that is, because this is the directions. I went back and watched video after video. It does not bother me. In fact, let me bring in mine. I think it looks okay. And I don't know if it's just because this is the circle one and maybe the spiral wouldn't do that. This is the circle one. I think it looks good. If it drives you crazy, I'm not sure how to fix that. But I think it's fine. But I just wanted to point that out, that this is the correct way to do that. and there is just a little bit of a margin difference. Okay, so again, we're just going to set those to the side. I'm going to line this up in the letter E because I have a whole number. I'm going to do 4 months at a time. May, June, July, and August. And we're going to put those in. Give it a good press. Take the little piece off. I can stick it in the side. I'm not going to poke it in again because I can't get that thing out of there. And then I'm going to scooch this over until I see that second hole from the end line up. Push that down. Give it a good press. Lift that up. Scooch it over until I see the second hole from the end. Line that up and give it a press. Okay, so that is the next set. And then we're on our last set here, September, October, November, December. Put this back in the letter E. So you can see, I mean, this really takes no time at all. The digital download is, you know, once you download it, it is yours forever and ever to keep. You can make as many of these as you'd like. So I've made one for myself. This one I'm making here, this is for my bestie. So the color that I've chosen on this one, this is her favorite color. I've used, I think this is the Ocean cardstock. Okay, I'm just going to set this up here so it's out of the way. So we have all of those. Now the last thing I need to do is just, oh, I do need that again. I've got to do the cover, and so we're going to do the long side. So the side that we scored, the short side down here, the base, that is not the side that you want to hole punch. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, we've got one more punch and then we will be done with the punches. Okay, so we have everything punched. Now the next step is to get all of these in here. So now they say when you are going to add the wire that you want to put your cover and your base, you want to put it on the front. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to get our wire. Now let me show you the wires. The wires that I've chosen, these are the 0.625 times 12 inch. I got these again on the Stamps of Life website. I got the variety pack. I got 16 of them in here. There's lots of different colors, so that was awesome. So I've just picked out this teal one. I thought this matches. So how to do this, we are going to take, see, like there's this like flat side. We're just going to spin this machine over. We're going to put our flat side in the machine, and we're just going to then feed our papers onto here. And then we're going to feed our base and our cover. So we've got that ready. And then we're going to lift this off. Okay. Then we're going to turn the machine around. And we're going to lay this flat side. See how there's like this, we're going to take it and turn it around so that the flat side, oh, mine came off here. I was trying to show you. So let me line that up again. Okay, so we're going to take the flat side and line it up into our machine. So I've got the flat side into the machine, and then I'm just going to give it a good press. Okay, and you see how that closed that? So then I'm going to take this over And again, I'm going to put that flat side up against the machine. It looks like this one needs to go a little bit more. And then I'm going to move it down just a little bit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I've got these cutters. And let's see, it looks like my last one here needs to go on. Actually, my last couple. And I think it was because of the angle that I was standing. So I've got that in there. Let me give that a good press. And then I'm going to take these wires. I'm just going to snip that off. And I'm going to go back through here and give this all one more good press. Alright, so I have everything nice and tight on here. The next thing I want to do is I just want to fold on those score lines. And so what that's going to do, when I open this up, these just kind of fold into each other like so. I don't know if you can kind of see that. This isn't really the best angle. Now, you could, if you wanted, I'm going to give this another good press right here. Now, you could, if you wanted, you could add a little stability by adding like a little magnet or something back there. Let me flip this around to January. Once you have this set up for a while, it will hold. So there we go. So we've got our nice calendar, and then, you know, it can lay flat. And then since I want to give these as gifts, so then we can go ahead and decorate them. I'm going to cut this little wire off on the side here. I don't need that one. I think that'll help it stand up better. And then you can see these flip nicely. And then the reason for them to be alternating sides is so that when you place your cards on there, you don't get the bulk. So let's say you have a card here, and then, you know, the next month you'll place a card over here. And then this is great. So if you are in the Stamps of Life monthly club, like the Stamp and Die Hard Club, you can mail a card to one of your friends, like your bestie, every month, and they can add it to their calendar. So I actually have this card to match my calendar here. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a little adhesive, and I'm going to go ahead and put mine on the back. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on right here. And I made mine to kind of match the colors. So then I've got this to stand up on my desk. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment if you've enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you. And if you are not already in the Stamps of Life clubs, I do have an affiliate link down below. You can use code MelissaM, and that will give you 500 bonus points that you can spend in the Stamps of Life store. And also you will receive a free gift. As always, I appreciate any time you use my links. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.